Good evening, friends. It's Miss Coconut. How are you doing? It's a rainy Sunday night, and I thought I would pop in. I didn't do a video last week because what I wanted to do, I could not find the one thing I needed. So hopefully I will find it soon and be able to show you. Anyway, I went to Dollar Tree, and I just wanted to show you some of the things that I get here and there when you are learning how to prep your food for, in case of emergencies where you're not able to get to the store and you're locked in the home. You have to learn how to store your food properly, but you also have to learn what foods to pick up, the shelf life of food. It's all very intriguing to me. I'm like a baby prepper now, which I've been like that for years, but now I started like getting back into it again. I keep saying I'm gonna find my old prepper bag that I have, I know we ate all the good stuff out of it, but I'd be curious to find out what was I prepping and packing back then in, the year 2K when we were scared 2K was gonna end the world. So, some of the things that are staples, of course, rice, dried beans, cans of food, meat, fruit in the can, etc., etc. And so I saw this little honey jar, and even though it's probably not real honey, and I'm going to advise you to find raw honey that's unpasteurized. You have time now to still find this. A lot of the better grocery stores have them. Your local farmers may have them. Different nurseries, etc., may carry natural raw honey. So if you can find that, that's the best. But you know how I am. You have to work with what you got. And I'm going to actually use this right now. But in the event I wanted to store this garlic in honey, it's basically fermented garlic honey. So if I wanted to store this for like the winter, when closer to winter, I'm going to get the best honey. But this honey was in the Dollar Tree, so I thought I would show it to you. So anyway, it's very simple. You're going to take the honey, take a glass jar. I'm using picante jar. To store, keep those jars that you're using spaghetti and different things. Keep those glass jars because you need a glass jar. And I think maybe a little less than a whole head of garlic clove. You're going to bruise the garlic. I tried to show you how to bruise on TV, on the video. I'm not sure if you caught that because sometimes when I'm filming by myself, it's hard for me to get the right angles. But basically, it's where you take the flat part of your knife and bump it against the garlic clove so that the skin slides off and that the meat is slightly pounded, but it's not split too much. So you want to release the essence of the garlic, basically, so it can break down better. So you're going to place the garlic cloves in the honey. I'm not measuring anything, and I'm simply going to pour the honey over top. And you want to leave some space for the fermentation process, okay? Because it's going to bubble. So you put the garlic in, you coat it with the honey, shake it up, leave some room so that it can expand, and you're going to let it sit on your counter, in a nice dark little spot. You're going to shake it up. You're going to open it up to release the gas, seal it back. The next day, come back, shake it up. You could do this about 3 days. Some people wait like 3 days, and then they start the process of shaking and stirring it, It's up to you. Anyway, you're going to do this process for about 3 weeks, and this is going to be wonderful on, you could put, first of all, garlic is a great immune booster, right? And this is a great way to store your garlic in case you didn't have refrigeration for any reason and you needed some kind of strong immune booster. This is a great recipe to use, okay? Because you can add this to tea. You can use it as a tonic if your throat was hurting. It could be a nice soothing liquid for your throat. You can also put it on different foods like fried chicken. Or you can use it to put in, some a stew of some sort. So there's all kind of recipes out there, and I'm sure you're going to look it up. As usual, I'm going to tell you, I'm not a doctor. I'm not an herbalist. I don't know. I'm just a girl that likes to prep. That's all. And I love sharing these things with you. Now, again, take the honey, take the garlic, bruise it a little bit, place it in the glass jar. Over that, you're going to add the raw honey. Leave a little room for expansion. You're going to shake it up, stir it up so that the garlic is always coated. And in a few days, you're going to start to see it bubble. And that's the fermentation process happening. It is important to note a few things. This is best used after about a month, okay? Because the potency is going to be there. It's going to turn darker in color the longer it goes. And every few days, you need to burp the jar. I mean, open the jar, stir it, shake it up, make sure the garlic is coated, okay? Now, some people may be worried about botulism, which is basically poisoning from a toxin that is found in a certain bacteria, okay, that exists whenever oxygen is deprived in a food environment. So if the food isn't stored properly, if it isn't sealed properly, if it isn't sterilized properly, you can get this toxin. But that's not going to happen when you're using the raw honey, because it has enough of a preservative in it, a natural preservative that's found in honey, found in sugar, found in salt, and you'll be fine. Don't take my word for it. Look it up, research it, make sure that you are knowledgeable about the different techniques that I'm showing, because I'm not a doctor, I'm not a herbalist, I'm just a baby prepper. Okay, so as I close out this video, obviously I'm just making this 2 days. I don't have a finished product to show you, but I will be back in an update video to show you my vinegar that I made. I think that was last week or 2 weeks ago now. And I will show an updated version of the garlic infused honey. And I'll be back in a few days with the next project. I'm excited for this series. I hope you're enjoying it. Get on board, learn how to store your food so that not only is it medicine, but it's something that could help feed your family in the event of an emergency. But if you are a witch, or if you're a healer, if you call yourself any of those terms that relate to healing or holistic, you have to get into the science of how to store food, how your environment reacts to food. Like, you would think, say if you had to store food, I could just put a box of, cereal or flour or rice and just stick it on the shelf and it'll be great. But you can't do that, because there are certain eggs that are in those foods, and over time they will hatch in the right conditions, okay? So if you call yourself a healer, herbalist, a teacher of any sort, you're a priestess, or earth magic witch, you have to start learning these things, because a lot of this knowledge may be hidden from you in the future. This may be something you have to pass down orally. So the only way you're going to learn is you're going to have to start doing it, right? So I want to encourage you to do just like I'm doing. Learn as much as you can and put it in place. This tonic, will make a great medicine. It's a great herbal medicine that is very beneficial to you, especially when you're using like that raw honey with the garlic. It's amazing. And come back. I'm going to keep sharing these things with you. I'm really going to keep talking about prepping. We're going to talk about money, of course. I love money magic. What kind of money magic should we be doing in these type of situations, right? We're going to talk about all of those things. Thank you so much for listening. And as always, use caution with all of the recipes I'm presenting. Obviously, in small children, pregnant women, if you have a severely compromised immune system, you want to be careful of these herbal remedies as well. And as always, Om Shri Brezi.